Hello, ladies and gentlemen from the critical communications community. I was asked by Tero to give a quick summary of what happened last week in the 3GPP SA plenary meeting, the meeting number 89 that we had. And I just want to highlight and emphasize a few points that, that we discussed there. Now, let me see, I will share some slides. One of the major topics that we discussed was the timeline, and we decided to decide in December. So what we know at the moment is, or what we did for the time being, is that we shifted the stage 2 by at least 3 months. It might be that we get a longer prolongation for the whole release, but that is dependent on discussions that we will have in December. And until then, the assumption is just that the stage 2 work needs to complete the study items until December, and then starts with the work items from there on. All the other dates, as I said, will then be decided in 3 months. Then what else did we decide? So we said that all the meetings in the first half of 2021 will be held as e-meetings. If there's a chance to go back to face-to-face meetings, then we will definitely do so. But at the moment, it's not really likely. It's, I would even say, unrealistic to assume so. So for the moment, we assume that all the meetings in the first half of next year will still be in e-meeting mode due to the COVID-19 crisis that hits us worldwide. We took a number of technical decisions. I will not go into all of them, but I want to highlight 2 or 3 where I think they might be of interest from you. So first of all, there was discussion again whether broadcasting should be part of release 17 or not. That's part of the MBS work item, and it was decided now by both SA and RAN that broadcasting will stay in release 17. And my understanding is this is also a critical communications interest to have that in. The minimization of service interruption, what we call MINT, that is also an issue that I understand is important for disaster areas and so on. And that will be done directly by the CT groups. So there was a bit of an uncertainty whether this can be done because it was not part of the prioritization that we did initially. But now it's taken over by the CT groups and therefore will progress, and SA acknowledge that. And then one more feature that I wanted to mention is the authentication key management for applications. That was a security feature specifically for applications, and I think also important for mission critical communications applications. And that one started off in release 16, but we see now that the time in release 16 was not enough. So we will shift this to release 17, and the work starts now in release 17. So the feature is not lost just because it didn't finish, but we decided to do the work in release 17. And then on more general issues, so we see now that the e-meetings that we are holding in all the working groups, and every working group is at least having one, many of them 2 meetings per quarter, they are stabilizing. So also from the discussions we had at plenary, it becomes very clear that the input we get to plenary from the working groups is stable and of high quality. And this is really encouraging. It shows us that we can work in this mode. It's of course not as efficient as we have in face-to-face meetings, but still it gives us certainty that the output that we deliver is stable and good. We had on a more administrative area, we had discussions on the traceability of requirements again. This is also something that comes, a requirement that comes very strongly from the vertical communities. practically asking 3GPP to have more transparency on what happens to requirements that are defined in SA1 once they go into the stage 2 and stage 3 work. There was very good proposal from some companies already. Nevertheless, we said we want a more holistic approach, so we delayed it for, I guess, another 3 months. But we will have an email discussion on this specific issue on the 3GPP SA mailing list. I think these were sort of the highlights that I can give. Of course, the release 17 work is full speed going on. For release 18, we are still accepting new study items. So if you have new ideas, please join us. Please come to SA1 and share your ideas with us. But most of all, I want to remind you again, the work, the output that we do is only as good as what the people that are working on deliver. So please join us. Please make the features that you are interested in as good as it gets. Join the discussions with the other delegates, and I'm sure release 17 will also be a success, not only for the mission critical community, but for all people interested in mobile communication. Thank you very much. I wish you a successful time and also that you stay safe. Take care. Goodbye.
Thank you very much, Georg. That was a very good, very concise summary. And for all the watchers, please join 3GPP. Please bring your contribution, and let's make this a success in cooperation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Tero.